Circular breathing is a technique in which we can apply a constant airflow to the saxophone without causing a breaking sound every time we have to take a breath. As you are aware, it is impossible to breathe out from our lungs and breathe in at the same time, which means for saxophone players, every time we want to take a breath in, we have to stop playing. Usually this is not a problem because music usually has these periods of rest and we can take our breath during these periods of rest. However, if you're faced with a piece of music like The Flight of the Bumblebee, where there isn't a rest period for a long period of time, then if you know how to circular breathe, then you can use that to your advantage. The easiest way to practice circular breathing is to use a straw and a container of water. The aim is to keep an uninterrupted and steady flow of bubbles as we force air through the straw into the water. Any straw will do, but if you use a plastic or paper straw, you can pinch the end to restrict the airflow and therefore create some resistance to blow against. Step 1. First use a straw to create a steady stream of bubbles. The airflow should be slow. As you get to that point where you feel you need to take a breath, fill your cheeks with air. As you fill your cheeks with air, you should be trying to maintain a steady airflow through the straw. Step 2. Continue with the same action as in step 1, but now after filling your cheeks with air, force the air out of your cheeks by contracting your cheek muscles using your tongue and your throat. Again, try to maintain a steady airflow through the straw. Don't worry about whether the air is still coming out from your lungs as you squeeze the air out of your cheeks. In the next step, when you breathe in through your nose, the air coming out from your lungs will automatically stop. Step 3. Now as you begin to squeeze the air out of your cheeks, take a quick breath in through your nose. Try to coordinate it so that after you have taken your breath, you are still squeezing out the air out of your cheeks, so that the length it takes to breathe in through your nose is less than the time it takes to expel the air from your cheeks. You do not want to end both processes at the same time, but rather finish the intake of air before you finish squeezing out the air from your cheeks. Step 4. The last process is to resume the airflow from your lungs. Here, try to make a seamless transition from squeezing the air out from your cheeks to blowing out the air from your lungs. You want to try to keep the airflow constant, so when you eventually try it out on the saxophone, there is not a noticeable change in sound. You should now be able to go through these steps and create a constant stream of air. Listen to the sound of the bubbles produced, and listen for any breaks in the sound which would indicate that one or more of the processes are done without a smooth transition. So to recap, the way to practice circular breathing is as follows. First, blow air into the straw at a steady pace, producing a steady stream of bubbles. When you feel that you need to take a breath, fill your cheeks with air. Expel the air from your cheeks while breathing in through your nose. Once you have finished breathing in, you should still be expelling air from your cheeks. Now resume the flow of air from your lungs and repeat the cycle. By doing this, you can create a constant airflow for as long as you want. The only next thing to do is to try it out on the saxophone. When you try to circular breathe on the saxophone, you're going to find that it's a lot harder to do than when you were circular breathing through a straw and a glass of water. Here you are trying to maintain a constant airflow and therefore a constant stream of bubbles. When you're playing on the saxophone, you're trying to maintain a constant pitch of the note. Now, a few things that you're going to realize. Number one, you're going to realize that the resistance is different. Now, if you were using a paper or a plastic straw and you pinched off the end, then you would have something to blow against, some resistance. Now, when you're practicing with your free blowing saxophone and you have a large tip opening mouthpiece, when you squeeze that air out of your cheeks, you're going to find that that air comes rushing into the saxophone, meaning that you have less time to breathe in while squeezing that air out of your cheeks. The other thing you're going to realize, number two, is that as you fill your cheeks with air, that actually will change the pitch of the note. And as you squeeze that air out of your cheeks, the pitch of the note will also change. But obviously it's your job to try and minimize this change. You may not be able to eliminate it completely. Even if you practice for many, many years, you may not be able to eliminate it completely, but you're just going to try and do the best that you can. Usually when you do circular breathing, you don't really do it over a long note, but you do it over notes that are changing quite rapidly. And therefore, as you do the circular breathing over the notes that are changing quite rapidly, then this change in pitch is not so noticeable. Well, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. And if you are going to practice circular breathing, let us know in the comments what you found difficult and any strategies that you used to overcome any of the difficulties. Lastly, let me say thank you for watching this video, and a special thank you to all of those that have subscribed to this channel. The channel now has over 1,000 subscribers, so I really do appreciate that. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.